Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be sharing a topic that's very close to my heart, and that is how you can find the right career path for you. Now, I'm someone who has gone through a lot of different careers, both in the entrepreneurial space and in the corporate space. It has been a learning curve, and my hope is that at the end of this video you'll be able to find the courage to discover what makes you happy and go for it. Okay, so just as a disclaimer, this is not a one-size-fits-all advice, but it is just my own take from my experience and from the experience of those around me on how you can find a career that truly makes you happy. I'm going to give you 6 facts you need to know about life before you must think of, oh, I want to find the exact career path I'm supposed to be in. I'm not going to sugarcoat any of these things because this is life. A lot of people are in careers that they are not truly supposed to be in, and a lot of people are living lives for other people, so there's no sugarcoating that. The very first thing is, going to school is not the same thing as getting an education. I know you go to school to get an education, and that is what they call it, an educational facility, but the truth is it is not. You can go to school and be uneducated. You can go to school and just amass knowledge and actually not be educated. Education is not just the gaining of knowledge, it is actually the enlightenment of your mind and the ability for you to process knowledge to create actionable solutions in your society or in your immediate environment. It's the ability for you to process the information you get, whether from school or from an apprenticeship or from a business school, whichever path you're in, to transform your mind in order for you to be able to create real life applicable solution. That is what education really is. It's not just about you going to the halls of school. We've seen a lot of graduates who went to school. They could practically be the most uneducated people you've ever met. Their minds are not enlightened. They can't come up with like any solution for the society. They're just there. So they went to school, or like an old saying, you went to school, school didn't pass through you. They went to school to get knowledge, but they didn't get educated about life, about how this knowledge is applicable to real life. And it's not that they can't perform the surgeries, the melod, or whatever it is that they were taught in school. It's just that it's just not a knowledge that has transformed their minds. So we've also seen people who have never been to the 4 walls of school, who are highly educated. Like when they speak, when they think, the way they process, the solutions they come up with, and you're like, my God, a lot of the billionaires in the world are actually like that. So you're like, wow, that person actually went ahead to get an education, even though they've never been in the 4 walls of a school. Fact number 2, your lecturers lied to you. No, your course is not the best course in the world. We know the old history of lawyers and doctors in society and in the world at large. But if that is what you are taking in your mind, that, oh, it's not just doctors and lawyers, I'm using them as an example because that is the skill our parents actually gave us growing up. You can either be a lawyer or a doctor. Anything else, you're falling short of the glory. Your lecturers lie to you about your course being a guaranteed way to make money. Now, let's just fix the fact. Like I said, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. No. There are doctors who actually don't earn as much money as you may think. And there are lawyers who are just trying to fight for the next case and stuff. I'm not like casting aspersion on anybody's hustle or anybody's career. I'm just saying that you don't get that education we talked about in whatever you're doing. There is no guaranteed money or guaranteed wealth from any course, whether be it law, medical, or any other field that your lecturer has actually told you, oh, once you become this thing, there's guaranteed job outside school. No, it doesn't work like that, not even for those in medical field. But 3 is, your parents love you. It's a strength and it's also a weakness. And what I mean by that, now I'm going to tread carefully because both my parents are here and I love them so much, but this is just the truth about life, and it's something I had to come to terms with, that your parents love you, but it's a strength which is beautiful, and it can also be a weakness, meaning they can love you into the wrong path. They can love you and tell you things or want you to do things that isn't even based on you at all. It could be based on what the family wants, it could be based on what they want or what they've always wanted to get. And because they love you so much and it's something that they believe would have made life better for them, they could push you into that path or that career path just because they feel, oh, I wanted to do this thing and I didn't get to do it, so I don't have as much money or I don't have as many things as I could have gotten. So I want my child to do this thing so that they can get everything that I couldn't get. Now they do it with the purest of intention and love, but then you as an adult and or as a young adult have to know the strength is that they send you to school, they can help you, they support you, they love you, but the weakness can be that they can love you into the wrong direction. To clarify, this is not to mean that your parents are selfish or they are bad or anything. No, they are doing what they think is best. So you have to keep this in mind when you are choosing a career path. I'm going to share my detailed story in another video, and I'm going to like sort of explain how I really got to this path. And one of the things I needed to tell myself the truth about was that even though that my parents loving me, the decisions they were making at that time was based on what they thought was best, but not what I knew was what I really wanted to do. So it was a little rebellion. But now they are happy because I am happy. And they've seen now that if I had stayed in that other career path, I would have been miserable and the money was not there as they thought it was, especially since it was in the medical field. Okay. This brings us to number 4, and that is the fact about life is at the end of the day, it is your life and it's your time that will either get the rewards of the decision you make today or be wasted in the decisions you make or don't make. The consequences of the actions you take today, the consequences of what you do today is just you that will bear it. At the end of the day, you are the one that will bear the consequences, if it is good or if it is bad. When you're thinking about your career, I need you to think of it selfishly. Selfishness is not entirely bad, especially when it has to do with the life you're living. So I need you to think about the career path a bit selfishly, because at the end of the day, you will be the one to feel frustrated at a point. Life will happen, those friends will go, those pairs will go, but you will be left with the decision you've made, and then you start regretting what you could have done but didn't do because of how your immediate environment is affecting things right now. Number 5 is be honest with yourself now so you don't feel depressed later. Now, I'm not a psychologist or a mental health specialist, but from my experience, I realized that if you don't tell yourself the truth early about the state of your life and about how your career is, if you're happy or if you're not happy, or if you're doing what really you want to do for the rest of your life, boy, you are going to feel depressed later on in life, because you start thinking all those times, all those years, all those opportunities. So it just doesn't help for you to be dishonest with yourself. Nobody is going to be going through some of the activities I'm going to be sharing with you that you can do to actually find the right career for you. Nobody is going to be doing it with you. So if you are not honest with yourself in doing these activities, you may actually be shooting yourself in the foot. The final fact is you are smart at something. You may be doing something right now that you're not necessarily the best at it, and while there's room for growth and development, there's something in this world that you are very good at. The problem is not if you are good at something, it's finding what that thing is. So don't let anything discourage you or anyone make you feel like, oh, because you're not doing well in the medical field, you can never do well in something else, or you're dull. No, there could be something harder than medicine. Yes, there are things harder than medicine. There could be something harder than medicine. I'm sorry I'm using medicine as an example. I love doctors. I have nothing against them. But I'm just saying because this was my story. Like, my parents wanted me to be a doctor. And Yeah, that's why the example is coming up. If probably they wanted me to be a lawyer, I would have brought up law more often. Oh, by the way, I was very smart at it and very good at it, but it just wasn't making me happy. So you may not be very good at what you're doing right now, doesn't mean there's nothing out there that you are very good at. The question is, do you have the courage to find that thing? That said, those are the 6 facts of life. I need you to sink in or take notes about these things and meditate on it later. So right now, I'm just going to get into the crux of the matter: how you can find the right career for you. Let's go.